Peace and paradise to all the American Aborigines. Chief Holidays in the building. The truth is here. Hey man, we got another installment of Shory Bus Shorties, man. Y'all see the title, man. Shory Bus Shorties. We used to do this on Sundays for Sunday school, man. Kind of these guys, man. But Saturday was kind of a good day. And it's always good to have a little fun, with it or whatever. So shout out to all the Shory Bus Shorties out there, man. Still living in this illusion, man. So as usual, man, peace to all American Aborigines, aka the first Americans. Y'all know me, man. The hashtag fuck ADOS. It's not me being difficult. It's not any of that. It's just simply asking questions. Why do you always attach yourself to losery, like to weakness, to slavery, to things like that, right? Just a simple question. You don't have to get upset, but you have to kind of explain why would you want to move in that direction like that? You know what I mean? So why would you want to pass ADOS down to your ancestors? You know what I'm saying? To your progeny? Why would anybody be happy about that? Well, why? You know what I mean? Like 100 years from now, somebody will be like, yeah, the ADOS movement is funded by just another institution that's started and funded by the opposition, right? To your upliftment, man. Like it's as simple as that, man. You always have to think outside the box. For me, I would never want to be categorized as cattle, sheep, goy. I wouldn't want to be that guy, man. Like you don't want to be duped. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times people are comfortable, man. As long as they good, what they think is good, I think they accept the abuse, which is an issue for me. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to think on different levels, man. If we're going to get to some power, man, we cannot keep talking like that. I was talking to one of my partners, man. We're going to be bringing that brother to the community, man. So shout out to Coach D. Be on the lookout for the Coach D show and rideshares365.com, man. Be on the lookout for that, man. Another partner, man, another brother, man, that, I building with for years, you know what I'm saying? So offline, we wasn't online building, we offline building, right? So, he gives me a lot of pointers and stuff about podcasts and things of that nature, whatever, right? So shout out to Coach D, man, but he was the driver of the year for Las Vegas for Lyft. Now, I don't know about y'all, right? But if you was the number one person in whatever industry that you're in, and you was recognized as being the number one person in that industry, right? That would kind of make you like number one, right? Right? That would feel like you would be an expert when you're teaching, right? So when he's coaching on the things that he's coaching on how to be better ride share providers. This is a business. This is your business, right? So anybody can drive cars, right? But how do you maximize on your business, right? So that's what he does, right? So we're gonna be bringing that real soon, man. Be on the lookout for that. Shout out to Coach D. Huh? Shout out to the Empress, Oak Cliff Tiff in the building, first in the building. Shout out to the original Copper Empress Hobart. Peace and love to the Empresses. We got Tommy Williams in the building. We got the guy, Luke Son, in the building. Shout out to Alton Warren in the building. Shout out to everybody, man. What else we got in here? Let me see if I miss nobody. Yeah, man. They try to get you, boy, man. We always gonna figure it out. We always gonna keep making things happen, which makes it always. When they give you lemons, make lemonade. You know what I'm saying? So, with everything that we're trying to do, you know what I'm saying, as a community, right? Things that we have to have solutions. We can't keep talking in circles. You know what I mean? So, I want to do Thursday nights face-offs. You know what I'm saying? I did them on Thursday nights of 6 Dynasty. Shout out to 6 Dynasty Media. Brother Chris, right? Hold on, yeah. Hey, Ty, they gonna be able to hear you soon? Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't. I don't want. I'm trying to set it up. I don't want to turn up anything like that. I'm talking. See, Tyler, I'm talking to myself. Yeah, no, Tyler talking to me right now. I'm crazy. Uh, so yeah, I kind of lost train of thought. Shout out to the behind the scenes king, Reginald Green in the building. Peace, man. Oh yeah, man. This is gonna be an open build too, man. We'll have some fun, man. We just wanted to see you guys' reaction to now. Shout out to Sinetta, right? Like now, Sinetta was talking about just did a title of the day. I don't know, it was clickbait because I really didn't hear everything. And then when I was in the chat room, I was busy in the chat room, I really wasn't listening. But as usual, you know what I'm saying. He said the title is why are we calling ourselves Africans when we're not Africans, right? Once again, we're going with word spell, we're going with terminology that somebody else, names it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So no, I was just gonna let the information, right? So with this information, right, like we're talking, if the terminology is not an ancient terminology, they notice, they admit that, right? So why cling so hard to terminology? And that's what we're trying to say. You know what I'm saying? It's come up with the terminology that will give you power, right? By calling yourself an African American, putting that to the American, right? That takes you away from social, political, economic power here on this continent. Period. I need y'all to understand that, right? Like, that's just what it is, right? You have an identity crisis, right? Like we've spoken to brothers from the continent that are here in America, you know what I'm saying, and whatever, and they let us know. Like one brother, like shot him from Mali, he was like, "Yo, you don't want to deal with broken, lost brothers and sisters." Like I was like, "Wow, that's interesting." So they believe that majority of us are broken, lost. So we have to understand that, right? And once again, I don't know if we're disrespecting them on their soil. You know what I mean? So we always got to kind of put ourselves where we demand respect from everybody that's on your soil, that's in your house, doing things. So we have to understand that. So don't get caught up in terminology and words. Like with the first, people understand the one and the ST, right? First American. It's not hard. Just put the first in front of it, right? And we don't have to, we just announce it. This is what we're doing in 2020. Now, I don't believe in like enumerating yourself. I don't believe that we should be enumerated or taxed, right? Because we're the original people of this land. So I don't really subscribe to that, but socially, politically, I do, right? For every people that do subscribe to paperwork that they put out, right? Like I want to put out a piece of paper and be like, "Hey, sign this motherfucker. Count y'all asses over here. We're gonna be an hour counting you motherfuckers. How about that? We'll enumerate you. We got our own enumerate motherfucker. Okay? Sign up right here. Right? You know what I mean? Like we gotta stop thinking so weak, you know what I'm saying? And give our government back to the people. Like we're the people. Like it's just we the people. You know what I mean? Shout out to Copper Tone Tony in the building. Said peace, y'all. Yeah, man, peace everybody, man. Y'all see the SETI in the back of the bus. He in the back of the short bus. He bad, y'all. He bad. He a bad story right now. He's still out here making false claims, saying dumb shit all the time. And and he'll say something and his people just eat it up, right? And that just shows like a lack of scholarship even on their part, like to make him come harder, right? If you saying that the oldest pyramid is in Africa, show us. Where? Right? He never talks about the Sudan, y'all, ever. Because he believes in the whole Elizabeth Taylor thing, right? Right? You know what I'm saying? His psyche, his mentality, everything believes in the Egyptologists, and we've done shows on this, right? You know what I'm saying? The orders, the oath that he took. Bro, it's over for you. You can't come to a real gunfight, nigga, with a butter knife. Like that shit you be talking about, bro, is terrible, fam. And I just think that's the problem, bro. Like I feel like, you know, I just feel like that type of behavior needs to be addressed, man. So shout out to Aboriginal Power, man, and Thompson is one, man, be coming at his head, man, and just bringing information. Shout out to the Indigenous Realist, man. He done some stuff on him too, man. Like, when you gonna address these things? You just talking. Like, come with some scholarship. So that's what we're gonna be doing on Thursdays on Face Off, man, with Chief Holiday. So I'm gonna be the host. We're gonna bring different people in. We're gonna more Aborigines, man, and we're gonna talk about like some of the topics and things, differences, and some of the things that are not different. Yeah. Okay. So okay, I got you. All right, y'all. So we say you got like 8 minutes. Only 1 minute. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, we're gonna get into that, man, on the other side of this commercial break. Got time right here, y'all telling me about the commercial break, y'all. So yeah, Ty, you wanna tell me what the commercial is so I can bring it in? Oh, okay. So shout out to Big Hawk, man. Shout out to Tribe of the app, man. It's the app that pays, man. This is a commercial. I haven't seen this, man. So it's gonna be definitely interested to see this, man. Shout out to Big Hawk, man. He got a martial arts and jiu-jitsu studio up in Detroit. We're up in Detroit, right? So yeah, up in Detroit area, man. So shout out to Big Hawk, man. So yeah, man. So I'm definitely he always telling us to come up there and train with him, man. So when we come up to Detroit, man, we definitely come up there and train with you, bro. So shout out to the brother, man. Peace to the guy. Now let's get into it.
Peace, peace, peace. Hey, what's up, you guys? This is one of the toughest guys on app right here. He goes by the name Big Hawk. He has a jujitsu and a judo class. You can sign your kids up. You know what I'm saying? We need to support this brother. This is Aboriginal martial arts. It only can be taught by an Aboriginal. There's no other way you can learn this. There's no other way you can get this. This is Aboriginal to Aboriginal hand combat. So this brother is doing it. He got his gym. He got everything. He goes by the name Big Hawk. And you can find him on tribeup.app /Big Hawk. And you can find out some more information about him if you just go there. His link is in the below. If you click on the affiliate link or if you click on the link on tribeup.app and make yourself a tribeup.app. If you don't have one, then just type in the search engine Big Hawk and go find his brother. This is the toughest dude on tribeup.app right now. And the name of his company is Shin Dino Martial Arts. And shout out to this brother and support this brother. We out here.
Todd Data. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Big Hawk, man. We definitely appreciate that, man. The support, man, and we definitely gonna support back, man. So if you have a lot of times people say, they got to get a website and things of that nature, right? But think about it from this perspective, right? This is a free website for you. You can get on here and do your whole company, get your whole database built up, right? And create a business behind your business. You see what I'm saying? So this is a real thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So we say try about the app that pays. You know what I'm saying? This is a real thing. So shout out to Giovanni, man. Shout out to everybody, man, that put in this work. Because eventually, all roads lead to the truth. You feel me? So that's where it goes too, man. It's gonna go lead to the truth, man. So we're just gonna keep pushing and doing what we do. I was saying names earlier, man. Of course, man. Shout out to Dan Calloway. Shout out to everybody that comes to the chat room, man. Y'all already know, man. We shout y'all out. Shout out to Ron Redbird. We got Aboriginal TV in the building. Yeah, you know, like you could be doing a whole bunch of other things. You don't have to be out here opening up yourself and your family, scrutiny, you know what I'm saying, getting cussed out, you know, all the things, you know, that we go through, you know what I'm saying, push this, right? But if we don't, we gonna wait on somebody else to do it? We owe this to our, you know, our children's children. We owe it to them to change this, to stop the trajectory of fuck shit that's going on in our community. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is, like, some of the stuff is simple. You know what I mean? It's just a mindset. It's not even like a whole bunch. Like, we don't even have to get funding for the shit that's common sense. People are doing it right in our face. Asians, Mexicans, everybody's saying, okay, we're going to pool our money together, even if it's a fucking, what do they call them, susus? What, y'all follow me? Like, everybody benefits from this situation. When we going to benefit? When we going to start pooling together, like, and where it makes sense? Like, it doesn't make sense. They ain't hurt nobody. Anybody against that? Like, what are you talking about? Like, seriously, like, really? And all the little laws and stuff, like, that's where we need our own infrastructure where we don't have to be regulated. And if we are, we non-tax, like, yo, what does it matter what we're doing? We care. Who cares? And people will want to do business with people because it would be a tax break and a tax incentive for them to do business with Aborigines of this land. That's how we moving. We're not asking for no fucking handouts. We're just telling you to give us what's just due. Why is that hard? Why are these guys against that? They talking about they want some power. How? Bro, like, we didn't even care to even look at what Jabari and Minister Jap was doing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jap, the Minister Jap. Yes, his name. Shout out to Minister Jap. You know, we didn't care. What are you going to talk about? Who cares? You're not going to be talking about no power working for Black Lives Matter. Ever. So this is how these things work. You know, like, yo, some people just have to distract you in the way and maybe even put you on a fucking roll or something somewhere. Yeah, bro, what'd you say? Yeah, what did you say? What's wrong? Okay, you got the lightning going. so yeah, man. So we were talking about these things, right? Like, we're talking about power, right? When you have American descendants of slaves, I would have just loved to have been on a fly on the wall in that meeting. Like, whoever came up with the slave part, right? Like, how did you, like, when did they was like, that's it right there, yeah, like, let's have, they like got beers, they started cheering and shit. Like, are you serious? Like, in your mind, you said slave? Really? You gonna say slave? Out of all the descriptive terms that you could have adorned your ancestors with, you chose slave. Not kings, not queens, nah, and like nothing great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach D. He was like, man, that should have been kings. I agree. These guys right here would agree with that, right? They agree with it when it comes to Kemet. They don't agree with it when it comes to America, though. The land that they're standing on, the land that they people, everybody they know come from here. Unless a DNA sign that. I did hear him talking about DNA and stuff like that or whatever. I just think that's retarded. If y'all don't know the accuracy of those tests or whatever, you should shut up. And if you do, you should actually shut up again. Like, why the hell would you talk about the DNA, genealogy DNA testing when you know the accuracy of them is not accurate at all? Like, that's crazy. You can't use that. Because if that same, the accuracy of those genealogy tests, if you apply that to a paternal genealogy test, right? Check, see how that works? And it comes back that same way, that baby wouldn't be yours. So your deduction skills should have to tell you that if you have a less than 0.1% chance of accuracy of that test, right? If the same rule applies, Wu Jiao, you should be on this. Unc, you on here representing the squad. The same rule applies, bro. Like, you can't walk away from this, bro. Like, yo, he said this in the public, y'all. It was like, yo, that less than 0.1% is 100% of something. Like, I couldn't quantum theory, Star Trek versus Star Wars stuff. Like, pseudo is shit, bro. Like, you're pseudo. Like, shit y'all teach. Everybody on this bus teaches pseudo science, and they know this. Garfield's taking 6 DNA tests, and they're still talking about paying for our DNA tests. Why don't y'all just do y'all genealogy and show us y'all generations going back? See how you would do this, right? What you could do is call myblackHeritage.com, right? And ask your sister Nicole to do your genealogy the same way she did Lord Jamar's. She didn't find Lord Jamar in Africa, right? She went to his daddy's side. She found him in he's from Bermuda or Barbados. He down there, right? Think he's from Guyana. From Guyana. Shout out to Lord Jamar, who knows his heritage, knows his line and where he's from. So yeah, man, be on the lookout for those bills too, man, with Lord Jamar and the guy cast, man. So when y'all see the guy over there, man, don't be surprised. No, man, what happened to Chief? How you get over there? Oh, I told you I'm gonna be over there. Like, see how that works? Shout out to Corey Oakle, man. Shout out to Professor Griff. You know what I'm saying? Who's always supporting, man. Might be in the chat room. Y'all never know. See how that work? So we have to stand up, man, and start accepting what people are giving us, right? Names and titles and stuff. When we come up with our own, right? And let people argue about how we came up with the first American. Like, who would deny that? Can Native Americans deny that? Why would they? We're not trying to take nothing from nobody, right? But we are trying to get our proper due and proper respect. And you need to put respect on our names. If you want to be African, I don't have a problem with that. I used to want to be African. I've full disclosure. I've told everybody that, right? I didn't even want to put American nowhere. I was like, African American, fuck American. Just let me be African. Put Congo in front of it. I wanted to come from the deepest dark. Listen, me personally, right? I was a better African than every one of these dudes on this thing. See how they were? And Black Power Ranger, I'm a better Black Power Ranger than all these dudes on this thing. My track, see how this work? You have to have, see, people that know me that listen to this, right? They're like, yeah, he's telling the truth. Like, I actually have a track record of boots on the ground for what we're saying for decades. See how it work? Like, it's documented, right? So these guys, right, saying that they're so Black Power, right? How? Oh, I can't wait to do that build, y'all. So it's gonna be dope. We're gonna do Black Power here, dead. You Negroes are scared, right? And we live and direct in Las Vegas. I'm not gonna tell y'all what's gonna be there, but it's gonna be dope, y'all. So, but my point is, right? I just think that it's comedy, right? Because for a person that wanted to be the best African ever, right, and would have literally like die for the cause, right? Y'all follow me? I actually put myself in positions to be dead, right? See how that work? See how that work? Like, so do you see how this work? Like, put yourself in harm's way. Well, you could have just tucked your tail and went wherever, but because you believed in these things, this paradigm, right? As a young man, that energy, that anger, you're gonna try to figure out how to put it somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, people really try to figure out how we can put these, how either you're going to put it internally, in your own family, in your community, you know what I mean? You feel me? I've always been militant and always just, and like I said before, I think that's a wasted, that hate, that energy, whatever. It's kind of a mask for fear. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you'll still say all these other things. I'm a Black man, I'm hard, and but the police are still shooting us down. Well, how do we stop the police from shooting us down? How do we get control, power of our police force? See what I'm saying? When did the field of eyes and these guys on SRT speaking power? stop blaming and shaming us. When are you guys going to start saying, where's the power from your conversations, right? You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about slave, right, and we can get into etymology and talk about it from people from, that don't matter. Nobody else is promoting themselves as being slaves. Yeah. We're gonna get into the video. Yeah, all right. So yeah, man. So we wanted to get into that, man. So like the big thing, the big distraction right now is whether or not to call ourselves slaves. And so that's the basis of our critique or using, shout out to Sonetta in the House of Consciousness, right? Using clips from this or whatever, right? This is for entertainment and educational purposes, right? But it's, like I said, for us, right, these guys have large bases, right? Hope we can see the chat room too, right? So we can read some of the stuff in the chat room. For the people in the chat room, right? Because I was going back and forth with it at some point, right? But so you can kind of see the conversations that people who follow these guys, right, have and where they think. You know what I mean? So shout out to I Am King Sosa, man. Like I said, you got guys that are in the Aboriginal community, right, who were Pan-Africans. You know what I mean? So our job is to enlighten our brothers and sisters. So if you're stuck in word spells, right, and you're letting Hebrew, Christian, Moor, Abo, all these other things confuse you. That's what we're trying to break those word spells down, right? Right? You know what I mean? Like you can't live off of a spell, off of lies, and that's why I feel that we're trying to come with some type of cohesiveness. This Aboriginal paradigm, this Aboriginal consciousness, right, brings that together. That we can bond with our Hebrew brothers, our Christian brothers, you know what I'm saying? We have that in when these guys are trying to put us. Also, I seen what you did, Sinetta. You guys are trying to make us seem like we're a different sect of Americans, right? Just say Americans. Like you're trying to put all these other things, right? Because the Moors should say we're Moorish Americans. The Hebrews say they Hebrew Americans. Christians say, well, I'm a Christian American, and so on and so forth. Right? The key thing, even the Africans think motherfuckers say y'all as African Americans, right? So yeah, man, we're gonna get into this commercial, man. What's the commercial? All right, so shout out to Miss Mohawk. This is official website for all your Aboriginal clothing, man. So shout out to Miss Mohawk, and check out the originaltribalwear.com. We out.
originaltribalwear.com. 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 originaltribalwear.com.
Pay 2 wash tape relatives. Want to give a big shout out to Original Tribal Wear. Big shout out to Mohawk. Make sure you guys are out there supporting. Make sure you go visit the website. Make sure you're rocking your feathers and your Aboriginal shirts. Got hats, hoodies, everything you need, man. We say we're original out here, so let's support originals out here.
originaltribalwear.com. 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 Tribalware.com.
Tribal.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Miss Mohawk, man. Original tribalware.com, man. The official Aborigine website for your official gear, man. You know what I'm saying? Rep your set, man. Rep your ancestors, man. And so that's what we pushing, man. The first American movement, man. You know, so to me, it's a distraction from the momentum that we are gaining in the Aboriginal community, right? So the momentum, right, that we're gaining they got to put some roadblocks out there. They got to put some things out there, right? So you got these guys talking about being slaves, right? So for me, why do you have to try to reinforce this fable, right? For me, right, doing this research and coming up to be able to say, I remember when I first started thinking about this, right? I was like, I can't say slavery's fake. You know what I mean? And a lot of people be mad, but we got to push back, because if they're going out of their way to create this fantasy in your mind that everybody was slaves, then you have to push back to say, well, this maybe not be true. It'll be just like right now, right? You have people who are incarcerated, which would be considered slaves, right? Check. So even if they don't work, they're still worth some money. If you're in prison or something, right, and you work, you get a check, right? But you're still paying a debt to society. They're taking your freedom. You can't move the way you want to move. But if you work for them, they have to pay you. They have to put, even if it's 5 cents a day, whatever they have. That's slavery. Now, 100 years from now, if they say, was slavery legal in 2017, they can technically say, yeah, look, we had so-and-so, all these people working for us in prison, right? And they even tell you whatever, but the narrative is all of us were slaves, based 2 million of us that are in prison. They don't even put a color on the 2 million or break down the 2 million. They just put the narrative that all of us are slaves based on this 2 million people. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So from those 2 million people that are enslaved right now legally, right? They're going to say all of us are legally slaves, period. No matter how much money you make. So now we get into the $40 million slaves. Now we get into the $20 an hour slaves, so on and so forth. It's slavery, right? Now, you cannot have owning somebody and paying and just feeding them, housing them or whatever, right? And their whole family. So you got 100. Yeah, go ahead, bro. All right. So yeah, we about to get in. Yeah, I'm about to go in. We about to get into this. Can they hear you? Man, okay. So we about to get into this video, man. I was about to go in. Let's get into this video. I don't know who was coming in there. I'm about to watch it with y'all, man, and we come back and get the reaction to it. Or am I gonna be able to talk over the top? Oh well, shit. I'm gonna be talking over this. Let's go.
Think about it. See, we got to remember this is Black History Month, getting ready to go out. So I'm glad I'm doing this.
Hey, fuck fair use too, by the way.
What's the day's date?
We need a fuck fair use shirt. Hey, listen, somebody bite that. Like, we already know where it came from.
February 28th.
We just gonna laugh at you.
February the 28th.
I ain't sue y'all punk ass.
That's what it is. I'm glad I'm doing this February the 28th before the closing out of quote unquote Black History in the building.
Yeah, man, we got Shory Bus shorties right everywhere.
So they will give the black man peanuts to the white girls as a souvenir. And the white girls will be so happy to get that black man's penis. Check. They will put eyeballs inside of pickle jars and put them in their storefront windows, y'all. They will sell postcards of the
talking about the white girl's penis, like wanting the black man penis and all that stuff, whatever. Nah, you got to come in on this too. I need to get y'all reaction too, man. We're going to get the people's family reaction on this. Shout out to the tribe. Yeah, I'm going to let it play let's let it play for like 15 minutes, man. Hear what this guy got to say. And then we'll come back in and get the family reaction and we go back in. Let's go like 15 minutes.
And sometimes
Oh, you say you want to talk about it right now? When you coming off the mic? Well, nah. I mean, listen. Here's the thing, right? Like we've talked about the psychological warfare that we're waging on ourselves, right? If I'm showing you a barbecue man, right? If I'm showing you a hanged man, and I'm telling you stories of people getting their genitals cut off and people putting them in jars and stuff like that, right? Like, listen, yo. Yeah, I'm once again though, like, yeah, well, they really out of content, right? They got to go back to the final, the final thing that we can't get around is the emotional attachment that people have to slavery, right? Now, technically, actually, during the time periods when these atrocities was happening, Sonetta, slavery had already been abolished at least a fucking 100 years. Check. Like, is this real? Like, as y'all talk, what is y'all talking about? So these immigrants came to this country and started waging war and terrorism on the inhabitants of this land. And they gave you paperwork and things to justify it. They gave you Bibles. They gave you how they're doing you on your goddamn land. Like, that's simple as that, man. I don't want to keep playing with you fuck niggas, man. That's the problem, man. Y'all don't get it. Like, if you say that you're supposed to be here for the people, then your information and what you're teaching the people is supposed to lead the people to power, to freedom. I know why y'all do what y'all do, because you can't put the clean glass next to the dirty glass. Like, that light can't get shined on y'all. We told y'all that the sun will rise in the west. We are rising in the west. We are the sun is rising in the west. If y'all understand that knowledge, right? If you don't, I don't know what to say, right? So when we talk about Sonetta, right, like the information, the things that you guys are doing and you guys are saying, you're fear-mongering, you're teaching weakness, right? I listen, yo, you know, hey man, one of my favorites of all time, man. One of my favorites of all time is Dr. Khaled Abdul Muhammad, right? Rest in paradise, man. Like, one of my favorites, right? You know what I'm saying? He just brought so much pride and so much beauty and so to being black, man, and just yo, you know, we could talk like that and, you know, and walk like that, and you know what I mean? Like, he brought manhood to intelligence, right? Like, it was just so powerful. Like think about it, how he was bringing it, and then not just talking, right? And then leading by example, really touching and really moving shit and making, you know what I mean? Like, you feel me? For me, right? Like, he shouldn't have never had to do none of that, right? You feel me? Like, I could have been there, like, as a youngster, right? You know what I'm saying? It'd have been hell. Y'all follow me? You feel me what I'm saying? So when we're talking about Dr. Khaled Abdul Muhammad, right? If he was here today, Sonetta, today, right now, right? He had already had made the transition in the early 2000s, right? To, you know, and coming into this information. I'm not Kunta Kinte in Africa, I'm home, blah, 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 right? We can go no. All that, right? He already made this transition. He'd have been in the Aboriginal leading community, right? That's how he's leading and being honored in the Aboriginal community, right? And what we're saying is getting us closer to power, right? That's the danger of what Khaled was saying. Not nothing else, other control stuff or whatever. That's control, fear mongering or whatever. That's why they would allow it on Donahue and shit like that, right? They're not gonna allow this first American shit to get on Donahue, to get on the mainstream. They can't allow this. So we have to force our own mainstream, yo. Like, if you ain't up on this, man, you the slowest motherfucker ever, right? Because if you got money and you touring and you traveling, you going outside this country, you like shout out to Waka Flocka, you're finding out who the fuck you are, right? If you've ever traveled outside this country, you know who you are. They're not saying you African. They specifically know who the Americans are, right? Because the world was here prior to 1776. Goddamn. Like, come on, y'all. Like, here's the thing, right? They make you believe stuff that's not true. and you just believe it, and you keep teaching it, you keep teaching it. So it's yeah. All right, yeah. So let's get into this video, man. Yeah, y'all know I'm going. Shout out to Sonetta though, man. Like I said, we need these type of conversations, man. Y'all see the title too, man. So we're gonna analyze all these old things. Let's go.
The biggest fish that he caught. Well, that's what they would do with their children. They would have their children standing there with a lynch man, with a black man, with them hanging them, after they done killed them, and take pictures of it. Where do you think? I know you heard the saying, "Oh man, you ain't nothing but a barrel of laughs." Where did that come from? They used to have barrels on the side of the road because if something was funny to us, we could not act normal. We wasn't able to act normal. We would have to run to the side of the road, stick our face in a barrel, and then we could laugh. So when we come back up, we would be straight-faced in the eyes of the white man because we was considered 3/5 of a fucking human being. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten the history? Well, we're going to bring it back to you. Huh? This is where they get you a barrel of laughs from. Motherfucker. The term motherfucker. Oh, you said wrong.
All right, so yeah. So Ty, man, you gotta come in, man, because like you, because I'm taking notes, like my job game is crazy, right? What we saying is right. What is right?
Okay,
We're talking
yeah.
laughing barrel, right?
Yeah, y'all, that was a little disturbing. The second thing he was talking about, that shit was kind of disturbing. Chief sent me.
What you talking about, the laughing barrel?
No, the other shit he was finna get into. It was disturbing. I wouldn't even do nothing like that on this channel. I wouldn't even talk about it.
Can they hear you?
Yeah, they can hear me now. Shout out to the chat room. Shout out to everybody. Aboriginal Evil Claw in the building. Copper Empress in the building. We got Nonetheless in the building. We forgot Copper Tribe or No Tribe in the building.
Copper Tribe or No Tribe. Yeah, man. Halito to everybody, man. Love to everybody.
Yeah, we're trying to have some time and we're trying to have some structure on the show, but you know what I'm saying? Chief Holiday not used to having time, and I'm not used to giving time either. So we both.
I'm a wild Indian.
Right, and so we both out of our, we both kind of out of our comfort zone a little bit. So we trying to get these time structured a little bit because we getting ready for the real network. You know what I'm saying? But it's going though. It's going. And but yeah, the second half, y'all got to go watch it on your own. I couldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Nah, man, we about to get into this thing, man. We're not about to do this, man. Like we about to get into this thing,
bro. Like, that was some
it needs to be disturbing. We need to be disturbed. We need to be disturbed. But here's the thing, though, right? So Sonetta's talking about the laughing barrel, right? Now, now here's the thing. I'm not saying that didn't happen, right? But I need to understand, right? I need y'all to know when people say stuff like that. Can you just ask them one question, right? Can you please tell us the county, the city, the state, the town, wherever they had a laughing barrel, right? Right? And then I need you to tell me how many towns, cities, and states had laughing barrels.
What the fuck? That shit sound dumb, bro. Barrels cost money, man. Ain't nobody spending
1%. Like, nah, but Ty, you understand what I'm saying, though, bro? Like, they have to, when they tell you stories, right? How many people had to stick their head in a laughing barrel?
That shit probably happened like twice.
Like, come on, bro. Like, yes, that's my point, though, man.
Yeah, people.
And, like, even if it ever happened, we know that that was created by some people.
Chief, you cutting out.
That need this family release their power, right? These are people in the past. Yo, people don't understand. Like, first off, why do you have to live in their matrix, in their paradigm, right? If you step out their matrix, right, you can do A, B, C, D, and E, right? Well, you see what I'm saying? they after they had to eat porridge and you know what I'm saying, and live fucked up or whatever, right? In the real, they didn't have the power until Neo could obviously take that power from the fantasy world into the real world. Y'all see what I'm saying? He was right in our face. And guess what? Y'all, guess who interviewed the creator of the Matrix? Tribe Up. See how that work out? We'll go to the tribe. Shout out to Amazon Prime. So yeah. So Ty, so that's what's up, man. Like we're suffering from a psychological damage. You know what I mean? That when they talk about mind control, people act like when they're even talking about these things, they act like it's not real. Right? We know programming. We understand that it's called programming for a reason. We're gonna program you to like certain things or to do certain things, to be emotionally attached and to tell. Because once y'all know what I'm saying, you ever binge watch something, you start watching that shit, you watch like 5 seasons in one night, you're like, damn, because you got emotionally attached to these characters. This is what it is. And so when watching these things, fashion, mannerisms, talking points, things like that or whatever, you get them subtly in cartoons and talk all the things, right? So when you see that coming is just on this band, they're fitting right in those pegs. They didn't break out. They're not telling you something that maybe they might have started like that, maybe you know what I mean? But for the most part though, they're not breaking out of the matrix. They're not breaking out of the paradigm that was set up when we call it controlled opposition or whatever. I just want to ask, these guys on the bus, are you control op? See what I'm saying? Now, you might be unknowingly controlled, right? You might not know that you unknowingly being an op and that you're being controlled. You just mad.
Hey, Chief Holiday.
See what I'm saying?
Hey, somebody just sent me something. Somebody said, "Sweet Holiday, the indigenous dummy." It says, I think that's Uncle Shug. Somebody just sent me that. Or some shit. I don't know. Somebody just sent me that in an email or something.
Oh, yeah. Look, that's great. That's cool.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, man.
That's some weird shit.
Yeah, I don't care about that, bro. That's nothing to me. So yeah, man, when we're talking about, bringing real information, right, that's going to help the people, I think we got to talk about that, man. Like, or people wasting people's time. You know what I mean? And that's a real thing. Are you allowing people to waste your time? Seriously, straight the fuck up. If knowing anything about comedic yoga is gonna help you in your life, please, somebody write us with some real information and tell us how that's gonna work for you. How call yourself African? How is that working for you? Are you getting for your tax exempt? Do you get diplomatic plates? Like, do you go to the embassy here? You know what I mean? Because we the only ones I see calling embassies in this motherfucker. I don't see nobody else doing the work, bro. So when y'all say, man, show fucking respect, bro. Seriously. Like, for me, I'm like, yo, is this real? Like, for real? You just say that? Show my God damn. Todd Dana ain't putting in the work. He had to overachieve and had to work extra hard because motherfuckers was coming at his neck like that. Because y'all slow. Niggas don't like, y'all been making it hard for more. Like, man, we know you was an African American yesterday, and you can't, like, we can't wake up. You a spy. What is spying on what? What is spying on? What are you doing? What are you doing? Just get spying. Like, come on. Y'all ain't doing shit. Like, yeah, man. Hey, so yeah, that's what we got going on. Ty, so what else you got going on, Ty? Like, let's get back into the video, bro. Like, you know, scary. He all upset because he's seeing the man on the barbecue and stuff. Man, what are you talking about? Man, get some. See, Sonetta, you even got Ty data skill. He a cyborg. That's crazy. So y'all be emotionally attached to Root, man, and slave narratives, right? It makes you emotionally attached to these characters. I don't know what else to say, man. And so guess what? Guess how it works in the opposite. It gives other people social, over you, social positioning over you. Like we allow them to do certain things, and I think that's the problem. We have to stop allowing people to do things, and if you allow people to name you, that's one thing that we shouldn't allow. Because even if we successfully got them to start recognizing us as American Aborigines, right, literally on paperwork, right, 100 years from now, after we're gone, they can come back and say, well, guess what? Fund a whole movement that's saying Aborigines is a derogatory term, right? And do that and fund that, right? And niggas will be like, yo, we're gonna sign a petition to undo what our ancestors did, came in and to be called Aboriginal America. So yo, we gotta, you know what I mean? We gotta understand the monster that we dealing with. Seriously, like you gotta understand, it's not a color, man. That's where you get caught up in, and I think we fall short of what we're trying to do when we start thinking in a color scheme, because that color scheme is another false narrative that they use as their power structure. You know what I mean? If we can make them believe in this power structure, we got it. I don't believe them. So so now what else you got? Because you got to be able to come up with something else now, because if you can't use slavery, right, and genetic superiority over me, right, what else you got? Oh, if you got if I got to come work for you, right, so now you're putting me into a contract of servitude to you. You put me as a slave to you. So that's the only thing that they have over you. But because you have a mental chain attached to their plan, right? You're mentally attached to it, right? Which will mentally put you in their factories physically. That's it. That's all. Oh my God. No. So yeah, man, peace, everybody. What about shout out to Chief Wildfire, man. Peace, bro. How you doing? Thank you for coming out tonight, man. We definitely appreciate you. Young brother right there, man. Good energy. Peace to that, brother. So I mean, we're getting into this ADOS, right? And we're saying fuck ADOS, right? And a lot of times, we got our people, right? I think most of us are good intention. So I can't say that the people that are listening to this are ill-intended, right? You know what I mean? So I don't think that we should look at them as enemies. And a lot of times we start as, as this community is growing, you get a lot of different personalities, and then you bring the tribalism into the cliquism, into, you know, anything that's going to happen. Divisions and different things happen, you know, opening up. For me, it's about the information. See what I'm saying? So that's the good part about it. Huh? Okay. Okay, so you're gonna put the video back on? Can they hear you? Hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. So okay, so right now everybody's excited about being descendants of slaves. I just think that part of it is a psychological, you know, trick that they're playing that we keep falling for, right? And even if we came up with this, right? Like, who comes? Like, how did that happen? Like, think about it. You coming up with something to empower your people, but just the wording of it puts your people in a spell that would be detrimental to them. Like, it's not casting power vibrations into the air. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're American descendants of kings and queens.